Alright, taking this thing out of zone. We're gonna get some stuff for the truck. We got a power steering hose. This is the return. And I was wondering why it would coil like that. And that's because that acts as a cooler. And we're getting that. That's the pressure line. And a brake paddle pad just for shits and giggles. Let's get out of here. Okay, one of the first things I got is just for shits and giggles. Because it's just basically a couple bucks. These are our little brake pedal pad. Oh yeah, I did replace my headlight dimmer switch. It's not broken or anything, but I just replaced it as a preventative measure. I still have the old one. It's actually in the glove compartment. So basically, this pad here we just pop off. It's old as fuck. Looks kind of worn out. Huh? Should be able to grip that pretty good. This one is all like, it's just too smooth. That's nice. I want to find a new gas pedal. That one we'll have to cut the rivets off and put a new one on there. So we got a flathead. Go ahead and undo this line. And I gotta find a 16mm wrench to go on there. You should use like a flare nut, but I don't have that. Probably should put some gloves on. And we'll let that drain out a little bit. Make sure it's actually dripping into your pan. This fluid probably hasn't been changed in quite a while. At least a few years. I changed a little bit out, but there's still some old stuff in there. Oh, shush! Fresh piece here. Clean that dirt off. Clean all around the pump. I'm not gonna clean it too much. I am gonna end up replacing it with a better high performance pump. Just gonna go ahead and get my new cap ready. Just put that in there for now. I'm trying not to get oil on your belts. It's bad enough the alternator belt squeaks. We don't need a squeaking power steering pulley or a power steering pump. Okay, now I'm getting the other line off. Probably would help to clear away this debris. Just the 17mm just barely fits. Just barely works. Okay, right up here somewhere is a hold down. I don't know what size it is, we'll find out here in a sec, but it's up over here somewhere. It's hard for me to show you, but you can barely see it. All right, here we go. Moment of truth. Somehow yank it out of here. I think we'll just pop it down like that. Pull it out from underneath. .3/8. I don't know if this was replaced before, but that's our old line. And then whatever fluid's in there will dump out. So look at the difference in these hoses. So this here now is your cooler, and this will, is bent to fit in with your frame there. Okay, I got the new one in. It was a real bitch. I'm actually starting to get a headache from it, but before you put it in, you may need to compare it to your old one and bend the end that goes to the steering gear this way a little bit. And it looks like she's going in, so I'm going to go ahead and tighten it down real good, hook it up to the power steering pump, and then I'll find an adjustable wrench and we'll get this guy off. Okay, so got the new line in, tightened down securely. It's all hooked up to the power steering pump. It is hanging out a bit over here, but I'm going to make a new hold down for that side. This other side, the hold down suddenly fucked up on me, so I can't get the bolt through, so I'm like, fuck it. Now I gotta find an adjustable wrench, get this bad boy off, and then get her off down here, and then we can replace our line. Okie dokie. So I had to use some vice grips on these that didn't want to come off, so you are supposed to use a flare nut, but vice grips always work. Well, sometimes. I need to get a new wrench set. Alright, go ahead and pop our pressure line off. And then I've already got it kind of loose down here. This hose will be a lot easier to do. Look at that new one, it's all nice and shiny. Ooh. That doesn't sound very good. Anyways, power steering fluid's gonna leak everywhere, but that's okay. It's good to lube up that stuff, keep it from rusting any further. And so you just put the new one back in the same way you took it out. New power steering hose comes with a new O-ring. You need to put it on this end. So I'll take some ATF and just put it around that seal. We'll go ahead and start with this end. And then this end. Oh yeah, this hose is stiff. Seal's getting flat. About time to go. I'll just fill it up with fluid. I'm gonna put Merc V in it. It's not what we put in the transmission in this truck. This uses Dex Merc. You could use Dex Merc, but I just put Merc V in it. As long as it's red transmission fluid. But we'll go ahead and fill her up. It's actually a really good time to change the fluid. That's why, well, you're gonna end up changing the fluid anyway, so it'll prolong the life of your power steering pump. We'll just fill her up, start her up, and let her run for a bit, and then slowly turn the wheel and let the air bleed out. You also want to make sure you check for leaks. I got none here. I had a little one down there to tighten the pressure line a little bit more, and it took care of the leak. It's really easy on this truck to run the power steering. Do this and you can check for your leaks. You'll see fluid start to rise a little bit. When we got her up to level, it will be a little noisy until it works every bit of air out. You hear that? You know, it'll take a few hours of driving to work the air out. You could also run it with the cap off. Oh yeah, you can put this back down in there. Once you drive it for a while, just check for leaks once again, and then also check the fluid level, make sure it's up to spec. That's about an hour and a half job. It's a bit of a bitch.